All right, let's talk about something really important. How to take those amazing, world-changing ideas we all have and turn them into something that actually lasts. How to build a project with a real purpose that doesn't just survive, but truly thrives. I'm guessing you've got one, right? Maybe it's an idea to tackle climate change, or bring art to your neighborhood, or help kids learn to code. That spark, that feeling of I want to make things better, that's where it all begins. But here's the tough part, the reality check. So many incredible, passion-filled projects just run out of steam. They fizzle out. And it's usually not because the idea was bad, it's because they're missing a sustainable engine to keep them going for the long haul. So, what if you could actually build your idea to last from day one? Well, that's exactly what some organizations are doing. They're cracking the code by blending their powerful mission with a really smart, sustainable model. And that, right there, is the heart of what we call a social business. So, what is this thing, this powerful middle ground? See, it's not just about making money like a regular company, and it's not just about giving things away like a traditional charity. It's this amazing third option, a kind of hybrid that takes the best from both of those worlds. So let's get a really clear definition down. A social business is an organization that juggles two things at the same time. First, it's actively solving a social problem. Second, it's generating its own income to keep that work going. So you see, it's not totally dependent on donations, but its main goal isn't just to make shareholders rich either. It's a different beast altogether. And that leads us straight to the core challenge, the tightrope that every single social business has to walk. It's this constant balancing act between making a difference and making enough money to keep making that difference. Think about it like a set of scales. On one side, you've got profit. That's the financial engine, right? It's the money that lets you pay your people, buy supplies, and grow. But on the other side of the scale, you've got your impact. That's the why. It's the real positive change you're creating in the world. And the whole point isn't to pick one over the other. The magic trick, the ultimate goal, is to build a system that can do both. To, as the saying goes, do good and sustain itself at the same time. That's the sweet spot. And this balance is absolutely crucial. Because if you lean too far towards profit, you risk forgetting why you started in the first place. That's called mission drift. But if you focus only on the good you're doing and completely ignore the finances, well, you'll run out of gas and shut down. Either way, if that balance is off, the mission fails. Okay, so how do you actually build this balancing act into your own idea? Well, you need a plan. You need a blueprint. So let's talk about how to start drawing one up. We hear this term thrown around all the time, right? Business model. But what does it really mean? Especially when we're talking about a project with a social heart. In the simplest terms, a business model just answers the question, how does this whole thing actually work? It's the plan that lays out what you're doing, who you're doing it for, and, critically, how you're going to get the resources to keep the lights on. It's basically the operating system for your mission. And a super important piece of that blueprint is what's called your revenue logic. Don't let the fancy term fool you. It's just the part of the plan that explains how you're going to fund everything. Plain and simple. Where does the money come from? Okay, now for the fun part. Let's open up the toolkit. There are a bunch of different ways to fuel your mission, and the cool thing is you can mix and match them. Let's run through some of the most common ones. First up, the most classic one, sales. You make something, a product, a service, and you sell it. It's simple, it's direct, and you know what? Every time someone buys from you, it's proof that you're creating something they really value. Next, we've got the subscription model. Think about offering something with ongoing value, like an online course. This creates a steady, predictable stream of income every month. That kind of stability, it's gold for planning ahead. And of course, there are donations. This is all about building a tribe, a community of people who truly believe in what you're doing and want to chip in to help. It's a really powerful way to connect with people who share your vision. Then you've got grants. This is funding you can get from big institutions like foundations. It's usually tied to a very specific project or goal. So if you have a clear, measurable outcome in mind, grants can be a perfect fit. Here's a really popular modern one, freemium. The idea is you give away a basic version of your service for free. This lets you help a ton of people, but then you charge for premium features. This way you can serve the many while being sustained by a few. And finally, one of my favorites, a really clever model called cross-subsidy.
Here's how it works. You have one group of customers pay a price that then allows you to offer the very same service for free or at a big discount to another group that needs it. The social good is literally baked right into the price tag.
Okay, so now you get the big idea and you've got a whole toolkit of options. How do you start putting these pieces together for your idea? Let's start designing your social business. It really boils down to answering 4 simple but powerful questions. Number 1, value. What problem are you really solving? 2, beneficiaries. Who specifically are you helping? 3, revenue. How are you going to keep this thing going? And finally, 4, activities. What do you actually need to do every single day to make this real? And as you're sketching this out, just keep an eye out for these common traps. Please don't ignore the money side of things. Try not to put all your eggs in one basket with a single income source. And be super honest about what people will actually pay for. Oh, and one more thing. Keep it simple. Complexity is the enemy here. Look, building a better world doesn't have to be a choice between following your passion and being practical. It's not an either-or. With the right blueprint and the right tools, you can absolutely do both. So, the only question left is, what problem are you going to solve first?